Hi, my name is John Olsheimer, and I'm a credit expert who contributes to creditcardinsider.com. If you have any questions for us, then please submit them in the comments section below. Today's question has to do with collections, and there's a lot of meat on this bone, so I'm going to have to read the question so we get the full context of what's being asked. This is actually coming to us from our YouTube channel from a gentleman named Justin from Andalusia, Alabama, and here's his question. Is it better to pay a collection, or is it better to settle a collection? And then the follow-on is, how is this going to affect my credit? And he throws around some terms. Clearly he's been in contact with some collection agencies because he's using some industry jargon. DMP, pay for delete, and pay in full. So a DMP is a debt management program, which is a nonprofit program that's offered usually by the National Foundation for Credit Counseling. It doesn't really have much to do with collections. Pay for delete, though, that's actually one that we need to talk about. You have a lot of collection agencies who are telling debtors that if they will pay the account, that they will delete it from your credit reports. Be very, very careful with those offers because the credit reporting agencies are not a party to that agreement. And in most cases, they will not honor that arrangement. The credit reporting agencies actually have a standards guide. It's 250 pages long. It's called the Credit Reporting Resource Guide. And several times throughout that manual, it says explicitly, do not remove paid in full collections unless they're erroneous. So the challenge that you run into is you have a collection agency saying, hey, I'll get this off your credit report if you'll pay it, but when they actually try to remove it, the credit bureaus are not honoring that request. So be really careful if you're hearing that kind of baloney from collection agencies. So back to the original question, should I pay it, should I settle it? From a financial perspective, it is absolutely smarter to settle it. And this is assuming that it's actually yours and you actually owe the debt. If you don't owe it and it's not yours, then you shouldn't. It's not something that you should be burdened with, and it should not be on your credit report. So you have a different issue to deal with. However, if you, for example, have a collection, a $1,000 collection, and you are contacted by the collector, you should make them a settlement offer, and you should start very, very low, 10%, maybe 20% of the amount that they're asking for, just to kind of set the expectation that you're not going to give them the payment in full. They will absolutely work with you on a settlement, and here's why. In most cases, the collection agency got this debt one of two ways. It was either consigned to them or they bought the debt. If they bought the debt, they generally will buy it for less than 5 cents on the dollar. So if someone says that you owe them $100, they actually bought that debt for a few bucks. And if they're able to collect $40, $50, $60, you can see how there's massive margin in it for them. That's why you should make a settlement offer, because you're getting out of the debt for less than you actually owe, and they're actually making good money on the investment of the debt, so both parties are generally going to be pretty happy. If the debt was consigned to them, they're going to make a percentage of the amount that they can collect. They don't need to collect the entire amount to make a good chunk of change. They're going to collect about 40 or 50% of what they're actually able to collect from you. So if you have a $1,000 collection, they settle on $500, they're still going to keep roughly half of that as their fee. So it's a really good deal for them. So I would absolutely offer a settlement first. You're unlikely going to run into any collection agency that is so pig-headed that they are unwilling to accept a reasonable settlement offer and are demanding that you make payment in full. It's very uncommon you see that. As far as how these things influence credit scores, this is where the news is actually pretty good. Accounts that have a zero balance are actually not counted in the newer versions of the FICO and VantageScore credit scoring systems. Very good news. They're still physically on the report, however, they're not being considered by the scoring models. And so if you are able to get it to a zero balance, however you got it there, pay it in full, settle it in full, whatever, then your scores are actually going to go up, and they could go up considerably, assuming that that's the only derogatory item that's dragging your scores down. So if you have any other questions pertaining to credit or financial topics, then please submit them to creditcardinsider.com or in the comments section below. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.